Hey everybody, good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicholas Strong. It's been a long time since I've put up a video and, just to give you a basic rundown, I had to pick up a job, and the main reason I did that is I now have a daughter. She's 5 years old now. When I was streaming, I was just kind of hanging out, doing my own thing, and intermittently back and forth. Now I plan on just making videos when I play regularly at the house. Nothing too crazy, nothing really in depth, but Manor Lords came out recently, and it's been one of those games that really, take the music for example. This music is beautiful. I could just sit here and listen to this music all day long, but we're not going to sit here and listen to music. The whole reason I'm making this kind of pseudo playthrough today is I noticed that I've been playing in a way that, and what's the best way to explain it? I can really take advantage and exploit some of the systems, and when I get in, I'll fully show it to you. But as of right now, we're going to go ahead and make a new game. I did work on some of the emblems earlier for my coat of arms, but let's go ahead and just make a new one right here, right now. I could always load up a custom texture, but I want to stay within the game boundaries as much as possible. So, I do like this one. I'll probably stick with it. Let's see. I think I will stick with it, but I am going to just show you exactly how I do that. So, Dimidation is where you combine two coat of arms into one. For myself, I do this whenever I really want to make a certain pattern with a forefront picture. The scaling is a little off sometimes, but I can make it work. But let's go ahead and let's use the cross in this one. Primary colors. Let's do black. And we will have stripes of, let's see here, red, blue, white, and then make this one gold. Let's see. Let's just keep messing with the colors until I find... Ooh, that's actually kind of nice. Right, black and red. So we'll go and match it on the other one. There we go. So now we have the same lineup. I really like having angular that conjoins in the middle. So what we want to do is just go ahead and hit Dimidation. And as you see, it's got the two different colors there. I'm going to go ahead and make them both gold. The outline, red, let's see. Let's do a white outline. I don't know. Let's try... Yeah, let's just stick with black. Just give it a regular outline. Now, for our tiling, that changes how many lines we have or how little. But the angle is what I'm looking at here. I could just do a sideways one, up or down. Let's do a downward angle this time. There we go. Now, we'll scale this up to take up a portion of the shield, so 1.4. And see how it's just ever so slightly off? Like it jumps completely past the 4. See, now it's just not right. And that's one of the things you're going to deal with a lot. So take off Dimidation, put it back together. Maybe that'll fix it. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that fixed it. So 1.5, we're going to have a cross in the middle of it. Let's just make sure we don't want anything else. Kind of wish this was a little bit longer. I'd like it like this, but with a longer branch in the bottom, so it looks more like that. But I feel like I like this one more. So this will be our new one. Of course, we're going to name it Nikolai. And one thing I would recommend is if you start into a new map, save your coat of arms. That way, when you restart it, if you want to change your map zone to be a better seed, because it's randomly generated every time you load in. So save it, keep it here. That way when you start back up, you don't have to go through all the work again. But let's go ahead and pick, I want to be this one. Let's hit continue. Now I'll play off regular default. You have your domination, regular presets, balanced AI, aggressiveness. I'll leave everything the way it starts off as. Let's see what we got. Okay, looks like we already loaded in. First thing first, always pause your game. I would recommend for first-time players or people who want to really succeed faster, try to get yourself a different map seed than this. One of the best areas is going to be over here. I can't remember the name of this place. How do you even say that? Ekanal? Maybe that's how you say that. But notice how all of your resource clusters are close together. I would just personally say, first-time players, just go ahead, back out, restart it, see if you can't get yourself into a closer area. You really want to get your experience in first while trying to fight off the bandits and your Manor Lords over here. These two territories are automatically off limits because he already claimed 2 of them. And these 2 are always claimed first. It's not randomized, so these 2 will always be ones that you're going to have to fight for. But we'll go ahead, pause this here. I'll come back when I'm ready to show you guys a really good map seed. Alrighty, and we're back. So I reloaded, I want to say 5 or 6 times to get myself over to this area. So it is Ekanal. I believe that's how I say it. And as you see, we have a rich stone deposit, a rich iron deposit. One of the main things I wanted to show you is our wild animals. We're right next to our berry deposit. That's great, that's what we want. We want to be very close to our food supplies. That way, you can really optimize your town. So let's just hit C. This takes us to our build menu. And we have our underground water deposits. So we can see everywhere that we can put a well to get our fresh water. Our emmer. One thing to keep note of is you have rich deposits of stone and iron, sometimes clay. You're going to have bad fertility. That's just the way the game's set up. Honestly, this isn't too bad because up through here we do have some good fertility. When we switch to rye, eventually, that'll be great. But right now, I think this would be better off as a manufacturing town. This region specifically, when we go into our development policies here, we have armor making, charcoal burning, trade logistics, and we have our 4 different tabs. Over here, at our trade logistics, this is one of those things that I would say you really want to go for first in an area where you're going to have ground deposits that you can pretty much make infinite. Because right here we have deep mining. It says enable to build the extract resources indefinitely if placed over a rich deposit. Now I don't believe that works on stone, but it definitely works on iron. So this 2,300 or 2,900 would be infinite whenever I get that upgrade. So that's definitely a development path that I'll be going down, because that is going to be a big money-making settlement here when I start selling weapons and armor after I kid everyone out. So like I said, we have it saved. One thing I want to say, though, I haven't seen anyone mention this yet, but I'm going to mention this to you now. Wild animals is a very, very useful resource to have, especially because you can move it wherever you want. Let me just give you an example. Let's go to our gathering, and we have our hunting camp. If you hover over it, it says, overlaps animal habitat will cause migration. What a fantastic feature. Let me show you why. Oh, look at that! Now it's closer. We're on such a small map and they can't go to very many places. So they'll move closer towards food usually. I don't know if this always happens, but I do know that I prefer it being closer to my berries because then I can put both of my food stalls right next to each other and don't even have to think about it. So let me go ahead and delete this because we don't want to just build everything anywhere. Alright, so right here. This is the outline. I think this is fine. So we will just go ahead and build. I like doing this just for the fun of it. We'll go up through here. Then get our miner here. And double check down here. Okay. Remove the road. Connect the 2 points up just because, you know, I like being picky. So now we have a straight cut off down through here. Now over here, we don't want to be too close, but you want to leave just enough that you don't have to worry about it. So this would be its own other section now. Developing your town in the first few minutes is very essential. You want this to happen. Spend some extra time. Make sure you build it out. Like, do your road layout first, I would say. Now, as you see, I'm being kind of rigid. When I have my residential layout down and know where I want to put things, then I get to be more freehand with it. So we have our berries, our wild animals, a clay pit, 86 clay, not fantastic, so that's going to be a resource I don't sell. But my stones I could turn into blocks, and this right here I could turn into all kinds of money. It'll just be a little bit later. Always connect up your resources here to the main road, that way it's faster travel time. Another thing I recommend, you don't have to do this, but I don't like losing approval right off the bat. So, upgrade this, put it at maximum priority. So now I have room for my berry deposits, my wild animals, I have my road through here, which I can put them on this side without getting inside the circle. So, for an example, I'm right at the edge of them. Now, I don't want to be closer than that, so I'll usually space it out over here. That way they're all in this one area. So we'll go ahead and delete this. Delete this. Because now I have the predetermined locations. Actually, let's put that one back. Just for a second. Okay. And curve this one down. Alright, connect that road up here. We'll go shorter, more freehand. Do it like this. Alright, and this just pretty much connects up roads, makes shortcuts for people. It's usually better for foreign trade policies. Because instead of going all the way down through here, you put a little shortcut here. Your traveling nobles and people like that are more likely to go through part of this town when you build it later. Okay, so I've got my basics all down. I'm pretty happy with what I have here. Now we're going to do our first thing. Always put down your logging camp. I'm sure if some people have seen these videos before, you always see that they put down 2 of them. Absolutely. Build yourself a logging camp area, that way it's quick and easy. Do not ever put a logging camp anywhere near this. I would say section off a huge section like this, and all of this is untouchable. Because if you cut down any of the forest around any of these guys will migrate, and you'll kill your bushes. You don't want to kill your bushes, because then you're going to be losing food production, and you're going to have a hard winter. I like putting most of my industry next to each other. So we will put this one here. Line this one up. I want to take out any trees. If we're going to lose 3 either way. Put it right there. Depending on when we have rain, we'll end up losing our food. So the next spot is to figure out, we have our water here. Our fertility's up here. So I would say your first burgages could really go in here. Because right here is our food. So we can put our granary right at the corner. That way, it's fast for them to go here. They can hit the rest of the homes, and you put a storehouse on the other side. It'll be perfect. You won't have to worry about it. So first thing down here, we'll have our granary. Here. Put the granary there. Storehouse. Oh, well, not enough goods. So we'll leave it at that for now. Create a line over here, just cause. It'll make things faster. Because they will always travel on the main road first. At the beginning of the game, you can easily delete your roads, no worries whatsoever. Go ahead and do this one first. After this one, put that one as high, then that one is medium, and then put it on 12. Times 12 is going to be your best friend. But this is a very interesting game because you can really look down right in their faces. Alright, now one of the things you just saw there, you see people moving in. Fantastic. That means you got more workers now. I don't like talking to you guys. So, I just got 3 more people. That means I have 3 more workers right off the bat. That's going to make production faster, so I always do the workers camp first. Alright, logging camp done. Assign 3 people. You've only got 1 ox, you only need 1 person building. And just let these guys go hog wild, because you're going to need the resources. So here, let's go ahead and look for a well. I figured we'll start putting our burgages around here. So, wherever you put down your well, it's going to automatically connect up anyways. So, let's put it... Come on, don't snap the roads. I want it to look nice. Right. Oh, it won't connect. Never mind. Right there. Alright. So now I have 2 sets of logging storage. The ox will go back and forth as much as they want. Next thing, we have our granary. Because we don't have to worry about our approval rating, I'm not going to worry about putting up houses yet. We're going to want to get more essentials down. Put down the granary so we can start putting the food in because it's got dark and it's going to rain soon. You're going to lose a lot of your food if we don't get it in there fast. Where's my storehouse at? Right there. Put it right next to it. And this is just your initial.
We need more workers here.
Alright, there we go. All the bread is going to be inside now. Alright, give it to them. And the very first thing, of course, is just going to be micromanaging. You're going to micromanage the bots. That's just how it is. But let them go hog wild, because all of this we're not going to need right now. Always deforest a large area first, and then worry about planting it later, because you can always put a logging camp somewhere else, like up here. That's perfectly fine. This is going to be our immediate resources. We want to build these burgages fast. Alright, storehouse up. Put 2 people on it, that way we can put all the rest of these supplies in there. $25 timbers, 10 stone, 10 tools. Oh, I really hope the bandits don't take my tools first thing. Alright, all the tools and equipment's up. Now we want to relocate our ox. Put your ox next to We'll go ahead and get rid of that. You can always put your ox next to your logging camp. That's primarily what they're used for, is building. So the shorter the distance, the faster they are to be picked up, faster for everything else going along. So now that we've got a bunch of wood going on, put that down, and just make a little side road here. You don't need to be perfect, although I'm going to try to be. Right there. Alright, so you have 2 connection points. We're going to move the hitching post right here. Alright, hitching post in. Now we'll start adding a saw pit right next to it. This is going to really make your log production, your sawmill, everything like that, super efficient. Because if he's moving from here to here, very quick. Now, when it comes to storehouse work, yes, he will have to go all this way. Perfectly fine. I'd rather go that distance instead of from here to here. Alright, saw pit up. Next thing is a forester's hut. We want it to be closer towards the end of the road. That way it's further into the woods. And we'll just put it in here sideways. Why not? We don't need anything crazy.
Get to work, lads.
Sure, why not? So, forester's hut, logging camp, we've got our mining pit, and our woodcutter's lodge is going to be the next big thing. We've got 14 months worth of fuel. Great. We're going to lose it when we start putting up burgages. Where do I want it? Honestly, we could just put it right over here. So, just extend this out. Right here. Put down our woodcutter's lodge, because this will start clearing out this area. And woodcutters are definitely more efficient. And we can use this as a guide point to start really... let's see here. We can use this as a guide point to really get ourselves like a sectioned off town. Okay, so this could actually work as a shortcut now. Just depends on which way's faster for them, how they like it. Make it a little bit more organic, I would say. Okay. Just let them go ahead and build this up. I'm not too concerned. Next thing, of course, is your forager and your hunting camp. Put the forager here. Hunting camp directly next to it. Right, hitching post is done. When the saw pit gets done, do at least one set. Get yourself another ox as soon as possible. Right, put somebody in there. When that saw pit upgrades, you're going to upgrade this to a hitching post. Buy yourself another ox. You'll go down to 30 coin, which is good because you can get 2 vegetable farms out of that. That's really good for production later. I'll show you how I want to build that. Alright, first one done. Build that. Take him out of there. 31 timber, that's really good for now. Let's go ahead and drop this down to 1. Put 2 people in here, go to advanced. We have an unlimited work area. We're going to limit it. And we're going to set an area like this. I'm holding left control and scrolling up to adjust the area. You don't want to go too far because all of this is downhill. They're going to struggle getting back off that, so we want to make sure we're within our bounds. I'd say right here. Now, if they ever find any planting spots, this will be replanted. Alright, we got 2 months worth of food. Let's go ahead and throw somebody in here. We only need 1 for now. Now that's running out of food sound. We only need 1 person in there for now because we've only got 15 people. Easy to make care of. Get ourselves another ox. It's going to come in from an outside trading point. When that ox gets in, then we can really focus on building our settlement. I love this music. It's just so nice. "12 berries, 14 berries is enough to feed people for 4 months. That's wild. Wait, do we have the other ox yet? Is that the other ox? Yep, okay, so we have both oxen now. So, where's our people? They're planting right now. We'll go ahead and take them off. Now for our burgages. This is going to be kind of an outskirts part of town. This will be my main area. Primarily because it's got really bad fertility. I want to keep all of this for my farmlands. All this out through here for farmlands. You don't want to take this up with anything like... As far as I understand, you can put vegetable plots here and it's not going to affect it. I think. I don't know. I don't want to take the chance, so I'm going to go ahead and up here is where I'll put my vegetable farms, because that's really going to help out with fruit production early on. You want to do this as efficiently as possible in such a way that you put buildings here for your industry, because I'm going to already have my logging camp and my clay pretty close by. My rocks doesn't really matter too much right now. But as long as I have my mining pit and my clay deposit, my tannery, my dye works, all of this in this area, this would be my industry hub directly connected to the King's Road. So we will go ahead and start working on our industry, but we're going to pause it when we build it. So tannery, right across from, excuse me, I'm going to put it right across from our hunting camp. That way it's close by. It's also right next to the storage yard. So we'll do it like that. Clay furnace, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Bloomery and smithy, so we'll put the bloomery, let's see here, put it here. That way this is where we make our iron slabs. It's right next door. Our smithy, just put it right there. So this is going to be our storehouse. I'm going to upgrade it when we get to there. But this is going to be a bloomery, smithy, tannery. When we get to it, we're going to put down a weaver's workshop up this way when we start having sheep and cattle. Our dyes workshop, not too worried about it right now. I don't mess with dyes until probably mid-game, when I start getting to, like, probably my first real territory outside of this. Trade works, not going to worry about that right now. Marketplace. Alright, marketplace is a good thing to have. I would like to put it right in here. That way it's centralized. So, let's see here. We'll do 1, 2, 3. Alright, 15 stall locations. That is more than enough. Do I want it there, though? Because I'm going to have probably 3 houses here. These are going to be my vegetable farms. Then, because all this is here, I would have a couple burgages for my blacksmith, fletching, shield making, everything like that. Keep this in an industry-based location. Let's make it face the other way. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, 20 stalls is more than enough for what we're getting ready to do. Build that there. And put that around it. Just cause I like doing that. It's nice for me. Alright, now for our burgages. You really want to think for later in the game. Because I'm going to have my bloomery here, my smithy, and my tannery. When you build your burgages later on, you're going to have clothes making, you're going to have weaponsmithing, everything like that. If you make it a double home, that means you lose 2 families to it. It will increase your production, but that's less people working farms, less people working different jobs around town, because when you assign them to that specific post, both families go to it. So I would recommend, when you do your first set of small homes, let's go out to here, rotate it. Alright, so this is your double home plot. You can increase or decrease your plot divisions, depending on your town population, how much you want. Because I plan on having a blacksmith, a joiner, a fletcher, everything like that right through here, make them 1-plot homes. I feel like that's going to be best for when you plan for the future, because you can always add more homes here, here, here. It doesn't really matter. This would be my main highway. This is where I'm going to have most of my armor making and everything. I put my trade post down here, just because you can put it closer if you want. But we'll go ahead and accept that. So that's going to be my 4 homes for armor smiths and weaponsmiths, everything like that. But make sure to pause everything else first. That way these get built, because you're going to need that first and foremost. Back here, we're looking at our farmlands. So we will have... Let's see here. Probably put the church up in here. Not really worried about any of that. I've got all this supplied and ready. Right. So let's just go ahead and work on the other burgages, because now that we have water, that's one less thing we have to worry about. I would like to do smaller homes. So the reason why I went ahead and put stuff like this here is because you want a small entrance to a large garden plot. So we'll do 1, 2. That would be the front door. Then you can always move this, and it's such an intuitive system. Go like this, -1. Now look. Gonna have the right area you need for a small burgage here, plus an extra home, because you want 2 families working this garden. I feel like that's a good setup. Go ahead and build it. And then we'll do one more. I would say keep with the trend of this road, because we don't want to just do this and make a whole nother set. Because when you do that, look at all the wasted space we were guarded. Let's put... Let's work on a sheep farm up here. So we'll have one right around here. Put it here. Alright, so this could be another home area location. So we'll have our sheep farm here. We'll put our pasture. Don't want it too large. Start from up top here. Across. Like this. Okay. And the reason I did this is pretty close together, no problem. When I go to build my burgage again, connect these 2 dots. That's going to be your front door. Come up top, connect across. Oh, look at that. Of course it would. Of course you would. That's the one thing that I dislike. If I could just click and drag this over here and turn all this into a vegetable garden, perfect. But they don't want me to do that. In that case, go ahead and delete the pasture. And we're going to redo it. And that's just pretty much the name of the game. Keep it paused for as long as you want. I have no problems with that. Alright, go back to the burgages. Oh, look at that. How else would I want to do this? That's the one problem about this, is how inefficient it can be sometimes. 1, 2, 3. Nope. We'll work on this one later then. Let's see if I can't put one down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's close. So we can do that one there. That'll be good. And then we have this one here. And that would be the third farm. So that's 3 decent-sized vegetable farm areas. Put these to very high. And leave those as is. Alright, go fast. 12 times. We'll go at it. Video is already at 40 minutes here. I'm going to edit it down, of course, that way it's more bite-sized, so you're missing a lot of the downtime. But when this finishes up, we'll continue on to the next episode.
Come on, laddie. Come on.
As you see, getting one more ox really does help out. So we've done our basic city planning. We've already seen that we're not going to be blocking into any of our fertility land, because this will just block off through here. I'll probably turn this into its own like side road. All of our forestry is going on up top. This can be used as viable farmland, and this will be our larger part of town when we're ready for it. But I fully believe that this is a really good way to start your first year. I mean, it's just now hitting July, and we're not worrying about anything yet. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, there's my settlement. So, go ahead, go into our development. I said that we want to go towards our deep mining as soon as possible. You get up to 6 development points. So let us do... Sheep breeding would be good for later. But let's go ahead and do trade logistics first. Always cost a maximum of 25 regional wealth. That is exceedingly helpful for trades later down the line. So we'll do that one first. Go ahead and start working on hunting so I can get hides. Strong Melissa is paramount to survival of any settlement. That is correct. B plus and Melissa. Alright, put one here. We only need 2 people unemployed. So we'll do that one and a saw pit. That way we can work on our church. Well, let's go ahead, end this episode here. I'll edit this, get it put out quickly. Just down in the comments, if you guys have any questions, please hit me up. This is a game I've been having a lot of fun with. I've done a lot of research and workarounds just to see how things work out. But yeah, man, feel free. Send me some questions. If you'd rather just watch me play, we can just hang out. But it's always been fun. If you guys are learning something, just leave a like down below. Let me know what you think. And I want you guys to be safe, take care of yourself, and I love you all. Have a good day.